Okay. I think we're live, John Holland.
Probably.
We are. Hey, everybody. I'm
Meeting
here
is
with
now
John.
streaming.
I'm here with John Holland. I always say John because he's from Boston, and I think I'm being cute by pretending I have a Boston accent.
That's okay.
John, I've known you a long
We're live,
time.
John Holland.
Oops, wait a second. I'm trying to do some
Hey,
tech stuff.
everybody.
Whoops.
I'm here
Oh,
with John.
okay, there we go. Okay, now we're really live.
For real?
For real. So talk to us. Tell us about intuition. And for those of you that are watching, if you have any questions, but no reading questions, but any kind of questions about spiritual mediums, how you tune into spirit world, how do you know your deceased loved ones are there, those kinds of questions. If you want to ask any questions, go ahead and type it in the comments and I'll read it to John.
There you go. There you go. Well, I was glad to be part of the Soul Fest, and what was my title, the Soul Compass, which is, if you have a soul, most people do, is intuition or your psychic ability comes with that. I like to call it soul senses, your soul compass. But I got a lot of feedback from the Soul Fest. I saw all those comments coming up. So yeah, intuition, it's there for you, but most people don't know, is this my imagination? Is this intuition? The different ways that intuition comes through for people, whether they're hearing, feeling, or seeing. So I was just glad to be part of it. And looks like a lot of people got a benefit of mine, but also your other 54 people you had there also.
I know.
Yeah.
It was like this village of people that came together for the Soul Fest. That was
a tribe. It was a tribe.
I know. It's the first time we've ever done this online.
Right.
I mean, you've been coming, you're one of the teachers that have been with us, my goodness, since, well, it has to be 15 years, right? 15
TikTok.
years?
I don't know.
At least, because you knew my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, she adored you. And she had this cute little friendship going on there.
Yeah.
Very sweet. So with intuition, right?
Sure.
So we might get, and Denise Lynn and I were talking about this yesterday, about we might get intuition to not do something, but how do we enhance it to kind of find out, go deeper into that? Like, oh, something's going to happen, or this is what's going to happen. Like you'll get a hit and then you don't go forward and do something, but can you go deeper into that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, because you have intuition and then you have logic. Yeah, and we're logically, well, first of all, we're all born intuitive. We all have that soul senses here, but we start school as kids. So that right side, every kid, anyone who's a mom or a dad or has nieces and nephews, when the kid comes out, by the time they're 1 and 2, they're all over the place. They're jumping, they're screaming, they're coloring, they're dancing. When they start school, the right side of the brain gets pushed aside because the analytical side needs to be developed for school, listening, spelling, math. So school pushes that creative side, that intuitive self aside, and so does life, Liz. It really, really does. I really believe that life teaches us not to listen to our intuition. And I think technology, as much as I love talking to you, everybody on here, we don't even have to, everything is done for us. So you have to get a little quiet to hear that intuition. But when you have an intuitive hit, and I used this the last time, I think I might have talked to you, I was on the 95 going home. And even though I've been doing this work for 25 years, do I listen to my intuition all the time? Some of you are like, of course you do. No, I don't, people. No, I don't, because you're human. You're physical and a spiritual being. That physical side comes in. So I'm driving, and in my head, I heard, take the back roads. Now, logically, I said, well, now it just popped in. And logically, I said, well, first of all, I had the thought, I wonder how traffic's going to be. And I heard, so I put the thought out, I wasn't even thinking I was asking my intuition, and I heard in my head, and it's not like the movies, like where this big booming voice came through. So people think that it's like you're going to get somebody with a dialect or something like, take the back road. It was take the back roads or the side road, and I didn't. That's because logically I said, well, why? I'm not going to, I know the way home. I know where the tolls are. It's going to be fine. Sure enough, there was a backup. So my logic shut down my intuition. So you got to start off small, Liz, too. If you feel something, train your intuition. How many emails am I going to have tomorrow? What will my color of my boss's shirt will be tomorrow? If you have an elevator in an office, you got 6 elevators, which one's going to open first? You have to prime that pump for your intuition to start working. And you can start, you got to ask the right questions too. A lot of people it's the way you ask questions. Here's a good one. Somebody's stuck right now who's listening. You don't know whether to do this. You just get quiet. What's my next step? What's my next step? It's as opposed to, is it going to happen or isn't going to happen? What's my next step? How can I have a better relationship with? You got to frame the words perfectly, or not so perfectly, but it's not like you got to ask your intuition questions, and you may hear, feel, or see someone. And you have intuition all the time, Liz. People doubt it. How many times have you met someone, say somebody introduces you to a friend, and they're standing right beside you, and Liz, you say, I'd like to meet my friend Michael. All right, and everything looks great. You know, the clothes, everything looks fine, you know, visually, but something inside is saying, I don't like him. See what I mean? But we don't trust that. You're like, no, it's Liz's friend. Something inside you. It's because that person has an aura, you have an aura. You're standing in their aura, they're standing in yours. So you have an aura, and then whether you hear, feel, or see the appropriate energy center, people clear sentient, they're going to say, I don't like what I'm feeling. So know how your intuition works. Are you a feeler? Do you hear, or do you see the information? So you know when it comes in. A feeler will walk into a room, somebody who's clairsentient. They may say, you know what? I don't like the feel of the pictures here. You know, Liz, I don't like the feel of that furniture. Notice the words they're using. I don't like the feel of them. I don't like what I'm picking up feeling-wise from this new person who starts at work. Someone who's visual will say, I don't like the look of the furniture there. I don't like what I'm seeing. That's, you know, the clairvoyant side. And then hearing, people will hear thoughts also. And people who are clairaudient, they know when people are lying. Okay, someone may say to you, Liz, I'm late today for work because the traffic was so backed up. And then you hear in your head, no, you had a family member over last night. You see, so trust that still small voice. Stay away from what you see in Hollywood. It's not going to be this big booming 3D rift and your mother pops out of this, you know, Star Trek void. It's very, very subtle, very subtle. And here's a good point to it. Ask yourself, if you get an intuitive hit, how do you know if it's imagination or really an intuitive hit, right?
Exactly.
I know. Well, let me tell you, this is what I talk about in the Soul Fest, okay? But more.
That's right.
You have to ask yourself, is this coming to me or from me? That just by asking, is this my imagination? Is this coming to me or from me? And I said this to you before. And for the people who missed it last time, we all have smoke alarms, right? I told you the story before. We all have smoke alarms. And if you get you know it's a hit when, because we get thousands of thoughts. I'm walking through my house and I said to myself, you know, I really should change those fire alarms. No, I didn't see a commercial about it. And I said to you too, everyone should change their batteries in their alarm every season. So I said, I should change it. And sure enough, I didn't change them. A week later, one goes off. And then they all go off. And then my dog freaks out. If you have animals, you know that. But that was an intuitive hit that I didn't act on. But how did I know? I should have just trusted and said, well, that thought came out of the blue. Not every thought that comes out of the blue is going to be an intuitive hit. But sometimes you may want to stop and say, was that a hit? And then act on it.
So you said something earlier, and we also have a question. You said something earlier about start with things like, you know, guess which elevator is going to open, or what color somebody's going to wear. Can you do that? Like those little games, can you play with yourself to enhance your intuition? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. By enhancing it, you have to understand by doing these little practices or these, that it can be fun too. You'll know when it's an intuitive hit or it's a feeling. You know what I mean? You're like, yes, I know this. I know this. Just like intuitively, you with the Soul Fest, you fought it. Should I do something different? Because logic says to you, I have to do it this way. This is the way me and my mom did it. And nothing was going to change Liz Dawn's mind. Jamie, her staff, nothing. Okay?
It's true.
And then intuitively, you just kept saying, you know what? Did you not just say something is, I'm feeling I need
something's going to come from it in terms of like, and you're right. You're totally 100% right, John, that I just kept getting this hit that we had to do this. I mean, after 25 years, people have been screaming at us, you've got to do something online. You've got to do something online. And I totally resisted it.
That's right.
And then this year I just went, you know what? This has to happen.
And what happened when you finally said yes? all the right pieces came together.
Everything. Oh my God, even the
I
stamp.
gave you one name who led to another, who led to another. And when you're following your intuition, everyone, okay? And remember, intuition, it's the soul's way of communicating with you. Intuition flows with the soul, right?
No, I
It's
know.
it's synchronistic events started happening. And when you
It just,
follow your
it all
intuition,
started to fall into place. You're right.
exactly. Yep.
You're right. And it doesn't mean that and some things haven't fallen into place and we've had to work for it. Doesn't mean that it wasn't right, because you're absolutely 100% right. That seed was planted and then it just sort of blossomed from there. So
That's
we
right.
do have a couple of questions. So I'm going
Sure.
to go to that in just a second. But I want to make sure everybody knows that's listening, that's part of us right now, that the Soul Fest is now on sale. And you can only purchase it until tomorrow night at midnight. That's Friday night at midnight. It's $197. It's for the entire package. It's for all the bonuses with Wayne Dyer and Debbie Ford. John, I don't even know if you know I did that, because you've been to Celebrate Your Life for the past 15 years. And you
Sure.
know that Wayne was with us for all those years. Well,
Right.
we audio recorded, we audio record everything. Well, for the first time ever, we bundled that together and we put all those audios together in one big package.
Right.
And not all of them from the 16 years, but I think there's like 3 or 4 in there, and we're releasing that as bonus. The same thing with Debbie Ford.
Right.
Debbie Ford's not
Well,
here.
you have,
So good.
this is from what I'm hearing too, though. And, when I was looking, because I watched too, Greg Braden's Personal Pain and, Colette's and some of the people I know and some of the people that I didn't know. I noticed that a lot of people, it's not just, it's their lectures or their summer video, which is fantastic. It's helping you now of what's going on in your life now. Because there's a lot of stuff happening out there right now. And a lot of us are nervous and are afraid here. And these speakers, it's like going to 2 conferences, because with 55 people, you can watch it at your leisure. Do you know what I mean? People can stream it right on the TV. And I know you only chose the best people that will help someone, but all of us need a little guidance right now. And I love the word Soul Fest also. So I think it's great. And, I noticed that when I was listening to a lot of them, it's helping you now. It's not just about their life. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and it also I'm posting the URL for those of you who don't have it. If you want to go ahead, I just posted in the comments.
Sure.
And I'll pin that comment. But you all know it's cylonlinesoulfest.com. And then /own it. Again, it's going to go away. And I can't tell you this enough times. Repetition is the key to learning, is the key to shifting things, is the key to getting things into your consciousness.
Yeah.
So you guys make sure you purchase that. I don't want to hear everybody like really sad because you didn't get it later on. That'll really make my heart sad, because the vault is closing on it. So you do want to purchase it right away. And the way I broke it down is $1.97 is 54 cents a day for a year. That's how inexpensive it is. Okay,
right.
So let's go to a couple of the questions.
Sure.
She's a question about dreams. Do you want to take
Yes.
a question about dreams?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it who said dreams are like free information? I loved that. I have found both dreams and nightmares to be filled with info. Do you have a book or recommend one that describes
Do
dreams?
I have a book?
Oh.
Yes, look up Kevin Todeschi. Dreams are a wonderful resource, and he and I are going to be in New England, and we're going to be doing he's the head of Edgar Cayce Foundation, Association of Research and Enlightenment. He is the expert on dreams, and his book is the best dream book ever. I met him, and dreams are free information, but a lot of people, some dreams, Liz, some of them are just a mind dump from the day, but other dreams, it's information for you. And he teaches dream incubation, which is if you have a question or something that's going on in your life, he teaches you how to write it out, and you sleep on it and you dream the answers. It's really, really cool.
Oh,
And
I love
every
that.
dream, he's amazing. He is the dream person. And like I said, we're going to be in New England. I'll be doing mediumship. He's going to be doing dream interpretation.
What's his name again?
Kevin Todeschi.
Spell that.
T-O-D, Kevin, Todeschi. Now think about it. He's the CEO of the Edgar Cayce Foundation. So he's big, and I'm honored, but his book is called The Best Dream Book Ever. And many dreams, for that person who's listening, you're right, it is information. If your dream, a lot of people think, I'm dreaming of this person. I dreamt of this, I dreamt of that. It's not necessarily about the other person. It's about you in the dream.
Yeah.
And I've learned from this, from just taking his workshop. If I'm in water, if I'm in a lake in a dream, and I'm walking in water, and the water's up to my chest, water and lungs knows that means I'm going to get my bronchitis. See? Because
Oh,
dreams, it's not like this. It's not like dreams say to you, you got,
right,
sometimes they do.
right. They
Yeah,
come
it's
in
not like,
messages. They come in like flashes.
it's
Yeah.
symbolic, and because it's the subconscious mind, and
Wow.
it uses a lot of imagery. And you could have a dream. Um, okay, you have a dream that bugs are crawling all over you. Ooh, you wake up and say, I have this dream of these spiders all over me. Who's bugging you?
Oh, I love that.
You see what
I'm
I
gonna
mean?
get the book. Because I'm so fascinated with dreams.
Right.
And Denise Lynn also teaches about dreams. She's got a dream
Exactly.
book.
Yeah. You've got
So
something that you
I'm
dream of in your neck or something. There's a rash on your neck. Who's a pain in the neck for you lately? You see, that's how it works, guys, because they use symbology. You're thinking, no, sir, guys, I'm telling you, all right, I really, really am. It's and if you here's a quick analogy, real fast, because I know time is short. Um, every house in a dream is you. Okay, the bottom of the house is the physical life, the middle is the emotional, and the top is the mental and spiritual. So I had this lady once, and I known this from Kevin. If you dream your basement is flooded, check the pipes. Okay, make sure you check your pipes. But where in your life are you overwhelmed? Where are you drowning in your life? Okay, so there was one woman, and I said, does anybody have a dream? And a woman raised her hand. She said, and I did the house analogy. She said, in my dream, I'm always afraid to go up to my attic, the top of the house. I'm petrified. And I knew that that's the spiritual part of yourself. And I said, can I ask you what faith you follow or followed? She said, I'm a born again Christian. Born again Christians don't do this kind of work. They don't, you know what I mean? No, no
right,
disrespect
right.
in case someone is from that faith, but she's afraid to tap into her spirituality. She was afraid to go higher with herself. Do you understand? And
Yes.
Liz, have you ever had a dream, or any of your staff, or anyone who, the thousands of people who see this now, or whatever, you ever had a dream you can't put on the brakes, or you can't stop in a car? Where in your life do you need to slow
Yes.
down?
Yes.
You are the car in the dream.
Oh, I
Simple,
love that. You know what I do have quite often, and especially when I was an actress, I used to have actor's nightmare,
right?
which is you're going on stage, you don't know your lines, you don't know what show it is, you're on stage and you don't know, like, okay, what play are we in? Which city are we in?
Right.
What are we doing? Actor's
Yeah.
nightmare. I used to have that all the time. And I've had actor's nightmare being, and that's what it's called. Like it's a thing in
Right.
when you're an
Well,
actor.
and if you
And I
still
have it
have
now
that,
when
yeah,
I'm nervous about an event, I'll have actor's nightmare.
right. It just means you're not sure of yourself, or you know what I mean, or your confidence is dipping
Yeah.
too. Many people dream they're naked in public. Where are you feeling vulnerable in your life? Some people feel that their teeth are falling out. Who were you talking about? What's coming out of your mouth?
Oh, this is so awesome.
Right?
Oh, this is so awesome. Oh,
I should have also did intuition and a talk on the dreams. But so thank you for that question. So dreams are fascinating. Study them. It's a lot of information. There's a lot of guidance in dreams. It's your soul's way
absolutely.
of trying to help you. And dreams are number one way that your soul tries to guide you also.
I know. So Janet wrote on here that her grandson dreamt that his older brother got hurt and he saw a helicopter. The older brother was seriously injured in a fall and he had to take he was
Prophetic.
medevaced to a hospital. And now
Right.
the little boy is afraid to dream because he caused the dream come true.
Uh,
Oh,
I've heard this before. There's a friend
yeah.
of mine whose sister always dreams of future events. She's so petrified that she thinks she's making it happen. You don't have that. You're not God. So I would tell this woman who's listening, if her grandchild is something, they don't have that kind of power to manipulate something like that. It's his soul's way of preparing him for when it did happen. Do you
Right.
see?
Right. And
And some people,
she's asking if she thinks her son is having some sort of psychic experiences. Yeah, her grandson. Yeah.
right. And if it keeps happening, the kid is prophetic. A lot of people dream that someone's going to pass away and then they do. It's almost like your soul is preparing you for the passing of somebody else on a soul level sometimes. Yeah. You see,
Right.
so, but in that case, if it wasn't the helicopter thing, um, I would break that down. Okay, what does the helicopter have to do with this person's life? He needs to keep a better eye on the brother or have a higher view of the brother, or you see what I mean? So, but in
Right.
that case, it was a prophetic dream. But please tell that child, Grams, that he doesn't have that power to make things happen like God. All right, that was his soul's way of letting him know. Um, or it depends how old the kid is too. I mean, I don't know if the kid is 8 or whatever. It's his soul's way of letting him know, or preparing his soul to hear that kind of information when the accident did happen.
Oh,
the
that's so
situation.
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. And she can
Hmm.
explain it to him in that way. That's
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah.
That's terrific. And everybody's saying hi. Karen Polino is here.
Of
Jim
course
is
she is. Hey,
here.
Karen.
Yes, Karen and
She's
Ginger's
also
here.
part of Soul Fest, my
I
angel gang.
know she's in the Soul Fest. Okay, so let's wrap this up because I know that you have to go and you've been so sweet to come in here and share with us today. Again, everybody, if you haven't purchased the Soul Fest, do it now. I promise you it'll be one of the best $197 you will ever spend on yourself because you're worth it. Repetition is the key to making change in your life, to making the
Yeah.
changes that you want to, the patterns in your life. I promise you, you will absolutely fall in love with Debbie Ford. This is information you cannot get anywhere because she's no longer in the physical. If you didn't
Right.
know Debbie Ford, her work was life-changing. The Shadow Effect, we're releasing her workshops on
Yeah.
audio as well.
Yeah.
And you can
Well,
get more of John at the Soul Fest. There's a whole hour interview that you and I did
well,
together.
what I like about it too is
Yeah,
when you go to a conference, you have to get on a plane, get the hotel list you can listen to when you want. You know what I
exactly.
mean? And I think you should have a group of people around. Have a Soul Fest party. Have a soul group meeting or something, or have a little hors d'oeuvres or something, and and then watch some of these together as a group. You have book clubs. Why not have a Soul Fest club?
That's a fantastic idea. A Soul
Thank you
Fest
very
club.
much.
So you like everybody come to your house and like
Yeah.
that's perfect. I love that. And have discussions, Soul
Right.
Fest discussions in groups. All
Absolutely.
right. Oh, this has been wonderful. I posted the URL in there at cylonlinesoulfest.com. You guys make sure and purchase that. It goes away tomorrow night at midnight. I know that you're all going to come screaming to me, I should have done it. I should have done it. Don't be one of those people. Make sure you purchase it right now. And in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be back here. It's 11:40 in Arizona right now, probably 10:40 Pacific time. 20 minutes, I'm going to be back here with Denise Lynn, you guys.
Awesome.
So stay tuned. And
Amazing
everybody say
woman.
bye to John. Thank you,
Bye,
John.
guys.
Mwah.
Bye, Liz.